All right, so talking about graphing or taking our graph of a linear equation and then writing an equation from that graph. That's what we need to take a look at first. So we're going to jump straight to examples. So write the equation You know, as you talk and do notes, sometimes things just don't work out right. Talking and writing can be a challenge. Write the equation given the graph. So those are our instructions for these examples. So again, jumping straight into examples here. Now, some of the ones that we're going to do are going to be easier to graph in one format than another. The one equation that we won't really, the one format of equation that we won't really use today is standard form. You really aren't going to write an equation directly into standard form. You could change it to standard form, but again, you're not ever going to directly write it into standard form. So the only two things that we'll use today are slope-intercept and point-slope. So for our first graph, we're going to have a point at 0, 2, and a point at negative 1, negative 2. So that's going to be our line. So I'm giving you that line. We need to be able to write our equation from that. All right. Now, before I do that, I'm going to write out another couple graphs out. So the next one. We're going to have points at negative 2, 1. And we're going to have another point at and another point right here at 3, negative 1. For our third graph. We're going to have points at negative 2, 1. And 1, 1. We're going to do a total of 6 graphs here, okay? Well, we got to look at different types of examples, so sorry. I'm going to have a point here at negative 2, 1. Sorry, negative 1. And we're going to have a point at 2 positive 1. Which one are you looking at? Here? We're going to have points on number 5 at 3, 2, and 3, negative 2. And finally, yep. And I'll give you a couple minutes to finish copying this, and then I'll go through them. Point at negative 1, 1, and a point at 2, 0. Sorry, I'll go back down to it. All right. So, I don't know if you got the last couple. Let me give you a minute or two to finish that. Alright, so we're going to go through these real quick. Again, I don't know if we're going to get to the final inequality part today, so we might just get to do this graphing part because we're already down to the last like 8 minutes of class, 7, 8 minutes. So, number 1, we have our line. We can use one of 2 formats, either point slope form or slope intercept form. Now, I usually like to use slope intercept, but we can only really use that if we can identify a y-intercept. Can we identify a y-intercept on this graph? Yeah, so let's use slope intercept form. What would be my y-intercept? 2. What would be the slope of this graph? Not only negative 2. So look at the 2 points we have. How many units up and over do we actually have to go here?
4
Up 4 over 1. So for slope, we have 4 over 1, or just 4. So now, plugging that into slope-intercept form. Again, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So we have a b value, we have an m value. So we have y equals 4x
Good morning, Longhorn.
plus 2.
Tune to Channel 7 for today's edition of the Roundup Report, or follow the YouTube link. Thank you.
All right, I guess we're getting cut short here. We'll finish this tomorrow. All right, so This one, yeah, that's it. That's the final answer for number 1. All right. For the other ones, we'll get to them tomorrow. So I'll pick up on it tomorrow. All right.